Hello, children. Whoa. Sleepy Cappy Sones said, dude, guy wears the same shirt every day. This isn't my shirt. Guys, I wake up, I get my coffee. These are my pajamas. I didn't even own pajamas before Christmas. The GF got me pajamas, which are very comfortable, by the way. So this is even more deprived and pathetic and sad. He's just like, oh, we gotta get to work. Fierce that set this down. This probably hopefully be quick, won't do it. All right. Couple days ago, 3 days ago, put together a video. I took an excerpt out of my podcast, talked about helping black men get out of poverty, because I wrote a book, The Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty, and the tangent we went on there was I speculated what would happen if black men had vasectomies. And it's an important lesson because it wasn't even about economics or getting out of poverty. It was just what kind of a shit show would it have for black women if the black dudes just, I'm having kids when I want. I'm waiting. And everybody, of course, because you're all dark and dour, you all went down the eugenics route. Oh, Cappy tried to kill off blacks. Like, you got, it's foghorn leghorn. You're not paying attention, son. Pay attention while I'm talking to you. You're all listening to Jimmy, but you don't hear Jimmy. And so Cappy now wants to kill black people. That's amazing how it goes. But so we need to have an important lesson. But this lesson goes beyond. It has nothing to do with race, because we were talking about black men at that point in time. I was saying, hey, the silver bullet to end your poverty is basically for black guys to get a vasectomy, get the control back to you. But this really is an important lesson for all boys, because for all races, doesn't matter who, the number one cause of poverty since the beginning of fucking time for all people, and it remains so today, is having children you can't afford. Is when you make a mistake and have a kid you can't. No child's a mistake. Yes, about 75% of them I say are, because 4/10 of them are born out of wedlock, and the rest of the people really didn't want their kids anyway, as we're finding out. It's like, who's going to raise our kids and feed them if the schools won't? I just want to be an incubator or a sperm donor. Fuck the children. Raise my own child. Yeah, most children are not wanted. Most people are not responsible or financially prepared to have the children and to make the investment into children. And guys, I'm not joking. Not only because of simple math, the more capita you have, the less income per capita you have, which is the measure of wealth, the measure of income. They take a lot of money. Some people say $250,000 from 0 to 18. But it's also the time, guys. The time. I don't know if you knew this. Kids just, once they're fresh off the assembly line, they don't run around and take care of themselves. They don't even run. I remember my nieces, they sleep and drool and shit. That's what they do. And it is the time sink that they require that prevents you from going and doing other things. I love someone, of course it's on Twitter, so how common is it? I don't know, but probably more common than we think. Because I'm finding out pessimism is a great way to be accurate about humanity. Like some baby mama wanted to go and she wanted to party, and I need someone here. How am I supposed to have a social life? And I'm like, you're not. Your life is over. You had a kid. Now you have to take care of that thing. So that's the two main ways. One, just the sheer costs and the lowering of per capita income and wealth and everything. But for especially a young man, when you're trying to go and make something of yourself, if you're a bachelor with no kids, dude, one, the hurdle to make it out of poverty is very low. You don't need that much. Oh, I got my buddy's couch. I got my bike. I got a bus pass. And I got my little online business or whatever it is. You make it 35 grand, you're just fine. Oh, you maybe not swimming in it. You got a kid, you are fucked. You're fucked. But then you can't go to school or train yourself online or get your hustle going on because you got a kid. And I'm not saying the kid is bad. You brought the kid into the world. The kid is now a sentient human being. They remember, hey, do you guys remember when you got raised and your parents fucked up and they weren't around, or you didn't know who your dad was, or they got divorced, or you could figure it out, or latchkey? Remember how fun that was? Yeah, well, now you're doing that to another little kid. So everything else has to be put on. If you have the slight, I'm not a big guy about morals, very few morals. But if you have the slightest bit of morality about you, when you have this kid, you got to take care of it. It's a little innocent child, 100% your responsibility. And so you have to put everything else on hold, including your career, including your hustle, including your work, including you. Far as I'm concerned, when you have a kid, you don't exist anymore. That's it. Those times are done and over. So that's why I got a vasectomy. I'm not practicing what I preach here, guys. Because when you get a vasectomy, you take away the biggest cause of poverty out of your life. We have the solution to poverty. Do you motherfuckers understand me? Do you know how big of a deal that is? We have the solution to poverty right here. Right now, okay? Fuck going to college, fuck getting a fancy ass car, fuck all that shit. For $1,000, you could go and get a vasectomy and you are immune to poverty unless you really fuck it up. I can't say you're immune to poverty because Lord Almighty, you could become like people in Portland where you're all shitting in the streets and shooting up heroin and voting for Bernie, okay? You can, I know there's other ways you can fuck it up, but the number one cause of poverty that has been with us since humanity has began, you can put an end to it. You can drastically increase your chances of getting out of poverty and not being poor. I mean, it doesn't guarantee you're going to be rich, but you know, I guess everybody remember the ramen days. Jack's Pizza, 4 for $10. Hell yeah. How much is it going to clog my arteries and cause cancer? Who gives a shit? Jack's Pizza. Oh, Jack's Pizza is still good. It's still good. It sings. It tempts me when I walk down the alley or the aisle. But we have it. Okay? Now, so setting aside, you're just trying to kill the black man. Listen to Jimmy. You're not listening. You're here, Jimmy. You ain't listening to him. You can have a vasectomy. Right? Now, there's some couple things we got to talk about a vasectomy, right? This doesn't mean you don't have kids. A lot of people think you're a eunuch. Oh, I'll cut my balls off. See, those guys, those are the ones probably likely to end up poor because they're dumb. So even if they didn't have kids, they think a vasectomy is cutting your balls off. It's not. It's cutting the tube that connects your gallon testes, your 40-gallon testes to your cannon. That's what it is. It separates that. They cauterize it, whatever. And so you can still have sex. Some people have reported like less sex drive. I haven't noticed that. Go online, research. Why don't you educate yourself on the interwebs for free and find out what a vasectomy really is? But that's all it is. It's the Van's difference. It's just the tube that connects the testes to your cannon. That's it. That's it. You can still have sex. You can still have an orgasm. And then a lot of people are like, oh, you're just trying to kill this group of people. You can still extract sperm from the testes. Now, here's where Cappy is not a urologist. I'm not a medical doctor. But when I did my research and all this other stuff, they did a study where men had vasectomies. They're trying, like, can we get viable sperm out of them? And there were several methods they did so. The traditional way is to reattach the Van's difference, which is a whole other process. And there's only about a 60% chance that works. All right. So also, what if I really want to have kids? What if I really want to have kids, but just not now? I really don't want to have kids now because I need to get, I don't want to get sperm jacked. Oops, I'm accidentally pregnant. Like, you don't want that shit. But I do want to have kids when I'm like 32, 33. I got my career going on. Oh, I have 40%. That's too. Yeah, but there's other ways. I've talked about it before. You could directly extract it from the testes, a syringe, that type of thing. There's other methods, but the one study I looked, it was a exponential. Like, okay, 70% of the time we're able to get live sperm. Then we went back in, we got them another, the 30% of the guys who didn't, then 25% of those guys we got sperm, and just whittled it down, till the fifth round. By the fourth round, 99 point something percent of guys got live sperm, even though they had a vasectomy. By the fifth one, all of them did. All of them. Your testes don't stop making sperm. Just how do you get it and keep them alive? You can also donate to a sperm bank and say, don't fucking lease that out. Don't give that to other women. That's for me. That's mine. Okay? Give me, and you want to do multiple sperm banks. There's a story about sperm banks. They lose electricity. They don't have a backup battery, and the entire bank is lost. Right? All I'm pointing out is, please listen. Hear Jimmy. Don't just listen to him. This is the ultimate form of birth control for men. And as it stands right now, women have the final say. Okay. Now, how illegitimate, unwanted children and bastardized children come into this world is one of two ways, or a combination of both, right? One, you got a truly dipshit man out there who can't do the math on an 18-second orgasm versus an 18-year prison sentence where you're paying lifetime support for the kid. Okay. Or 18 years for the kid. All right. You guys are too dumb. In which case, just trust me. Just trust me. Go get your freaking vasectomy, all right? If you can't do it, like, it felt good. I don't like the condom. I get it. Yeah, I get it. That's why I had a vasectomy. One of the reasons. All right, but that's one of the main reasons is you dip. But then we have the guardians. And we're not talking the movie, the guardians of the guy. We have the guardians of whether that kid makes it to the finish line or not, and that's women. And women, because it's their body, they're just not even going to argue it. Not even going to argue it. And there are 40,000 forms of birth control. And the other way is the girl says, yes, I'm on birth control. No, I don't want kids. Yes, I'll get an abortion on the morning after pill. Oops. I know there's just literally dozens. I think it is literally dozens. More 24, I think so. Forms of birth control for women. And the ultimate nuclear option of abortion. Okay? They control all of it. All of it. Because they ultimately decide whether or not the child is born. It comes to term. And so if they just decide, oops, tee, I'm preggers. I think, everything I said before about not wanting, it's living inside me. But I could abort at any time. It's not a non-vital tissue mass, whatever. And then they carry it to term. You are fucked, my good sir. You are completely fucked. Because now they change their mind. And all the laws are in their favor in this one regard. Okay? What I'm advocating is you get control before everyone thinks the final say is at abortion. Not in the process of birth, baby. Before the egg is inseminated or turns into a zygote, whatever, before they meet, you have to have the act of sex. You got to come inside. You got to give her your seed. Okay? That's where we come in. That's where a vasectomy comes in. And technically, that means men own 100% of reproductive control. And since you can still have kids, based on the reason, a very, very high chance you can still have children, you're statistically not giving anything up. This means that if every guy got a vasectomy, starting with your own selfish purposes, for the most, are there complications? Yes! Don't fucking do the tall Asian argument with me. I know a tall Asian. Yeah, good, great. I know a girl who's chemical engineer. Sure, great. Okay. But for your own selfish purposes, you don't have to worry about kids no more. Okay. Generally speaking, sometimes the advanced different grows back. I think it's 1 out of 300 chances. This is up to you to take your own health and responsibility into your hands. Okay. You got to get tested every year. Make sure it doesn't grow back. So now you can have sex all you want. You can do, and you have dodged the largest cause of poverty. 2, if we want to talk about the rest of society, you've ended the majority of poverty for kids that should have never been born. You're not hooked up to some baby mama who's nagging you because she wanted to have your kid. You want to have a son or a daughter because she was lonely, because she needed the government check. Women do that. Not all of them. Some of them do, though. I had to go through writing for a book and doing asshole consulting. It's shocking. Twice now it's happened where I've had a young man contact me where the mom was going to kick him out because one guy wanted to go to college, the other guy wanted to join the military. And the mom was going to kick him out of the house of the family, saying, if you do that, you're never allowed back. Why? Because if he left and went to college and went to the military, the other guy went to the military, improving yourself, then she'd get less of a Section 8 housing allowance. You guys have got, look, guys, we've always been in charge. I should say we've always been in charge. We have always been responsible. Ultimately, we've been responsible for society. We've been responsible for the world. Okay. And especially now with the government coming in and saying, well, if you make a mistake, we'll bail you out of anything, apparently now. Absolutely everything. For the love of kids that should not be born, for your own sake, and for the sake of society, let alone the taxpayer, it's worth the $1,000 or whatever it costs a day to go get a vasectomy to make damn sure either you don't, I didn't know she'd get pregnant. Either that, you ruin your life that way, you ruin the kid's life that way, or the sperm jack, oops, I forgot to take the pill. Oh, those things happen. I got accidentally pregnant. It's accident. What about abortion? It's against my religion. Well, what about fornication, having premarital sex? Oops. Some fucking song. Hey, Vicky Minaj or whatever the latest harlot is out there. Why don't you sing a song called Oops? Oops. And the music video can have a bunch of fetuses floating around or whatever. Oops. I'll write the lyrics for you. That ends, guys. That ends. You'll spend how much on booze? How much on a car? It's crap. How much on a worthless degree? You go get a vasectomy. And everyone says, what? We gotta be smarter than this guy. Smarter. Well, how will I have kids? You can still have kids. Go talk. Here, let's say you got to talk to a urologist and that sets you back $200. Okay, fine. Now we're up to $1,200. Then you get the vasectomy. Could you imagine if we eliminated poverty and unwanted children from the world? It's not going to happen. The UN is not going to do it. Bernie ain't going to do it. Ocasio-Cortez ain't going to do it. They want the children's alive, suffering under broken homes because that's more government money. And, our social workers come in. Our teachers could come in. But apparently not mom and a dad in a nuclear family because fuck that. The kids are here to enrich government and the Democrat and the socialist parties, right? You men are responsible. You got to, not should we be responsible? No, women should be equal. What's going on? We say, hey, yeah, you're right. Should we bring a child in? No, we should have abortion. And no, we don't have to. And what, you want to argue? And this is where I got back to the point, talking about bringing it back to the original point, what the response would be within the black female community if black men got vasectomies. It had nothing to do with eugenics or wiping out the black race. It's just like, holy shit, what would they do? What would they do if there was no kids? And the men had all the control. The men like, I got my sperm tucked away in a vault. If we want to have kids, it's going to be on my terms when I'm ready. When I meet a nice woman and we are together and we're stable, and then we're on my terms, not, oh shit, man. 18 years? All right. Tomorrow, today, I'm not. My economic solutions are not hard. They don't require an act of Congress. Let's say nobody else does it but you. It benefits you. I have very little hopes for all of society starting to make wise, responsible decisions that really don't cost them anything. I don't expect that, okay? But you and the book Worthless, that's not a bestseller. but it has been read by thousands of young people have bought it, and I've prevented thousands of young kids, now adults, from majoring in stupid shit, going into debt for worthless stuff. I've improved their life. This can be done on an individual level, but if we as a community, that would be men, okay, and you don't want to argue about abortion or birth control or fine, ladies, here you go. Here you go. Have all the abortions, all the births, there you go. If every guy locked it down, it would bypass and short circuit all that bullshit. And it's not like it's a thing of control. It is, you're controlling your own life, but it's not like, oh, we want to control when women have kids or not. It's like, no, we want to control when we have children or not. No more oops. No more accidents. No more 18-year alimony or not alimony, child support pay. None of that. No oops. And women, and this is why I think it would be so rich, because it wouldn't just be black women, it'd be all feminists, which is the majority of women, I guess, today, depending on who you want to poll. I just love to see the response, because it'd show you the hypocrisy of a lot of them. Some women would say, yeah, you're right. Your body, your choice. You should be able to do what you want. That's right, choice. And then you will find some intellectually honest, libertarian type of feminists with that. I guarantee you the majority of them are going to get fucking pissed because you took away their fucking moneymaker. You took away their biggest chess piece on it. You took away their queen from the chessboard. You don't get to use this child as a hostage anymore. You don't get to use this child as a slingshot. This is not on the table anymore. We came in before the birth. Abortion. Could you imagine the conversation? Well, not the conversation of abortion would go away. Could you imagine that? We don't even talk about abortion anymore because ain't nobody having them, because men just locked it down. We locked it the fuck down. Like a school during coronavirus. Locked it the fuck down. And then people, we want birth. We want all these. Have all the rights you want, ladies. All the reproductive rights you want. Go. Don't matter. We control the seed. We start at the process. We are at square one. And we're not even moving off square one. So please talk about how you want all the, and here's all your, fine. I don't know what rights women don't have. I just do pretty much anything. I don't know what, but just like to make that whole conversation moot, to say, well, I'm thinking about getting an abortion. I can't even imagine what's that like. Let's say you're a guy. All right. You're human. You fuck up. You get a girl pregnant. And now she's debating having an abortion. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. Did I potentially contribute to murder? I mean, you got, some people say, oh, it's not alive. Oh, okay. But for those of you who might have a soul, or at least a little bit of ethics or logic about it, you're like, well, wait, is it really human? I know genetically, is it really alive? Is it going to suffer pain? That is mine. Do you $1,000, Dr. V? Doctor, instead of Dr. Feelgood, what was the band that came out with it? He's the one called Dr. Feelgood. Was that Motley Crue? Was it Guns N' Roses? I think it was Motley Crue. Instead of Dr. Feelgood, Dr. Vasectomy. So that's it. That's it's so simple. It's so simple. It's $1,000. Hang on. Let's look up cost of what do you guys got? Do you guys got anything going on when Trump gives you your $1,200? Hang on. Cost of vasectomy. Now would be a perfect time to get one. Oh, wow. Okay. Minnesota, $3,300. Still, it's still a drop in the bucket. Still a drop in the bucket. Maryland, 2,000. 47 more rows. Oh, God. Can't they just tell us what it is? Denver, 1,700. Where's the cheapest? Alabama. That's 1,700. I got mine for 12. You should be able to find it pretty cheap. Go to Planned Parenthood. Dude, I did a vasectomy fundraiser party. This is before GoFundMe. And people were like all fucking up in my shit. They're like, dude, you're cutting off your balls, not passing on your lineage. I'm like, oh, for fuck. Do you want to pay for my kid if I have one? Do you? You don't get your balls cut off. Oh, that's another thing. What do I want to... Still have kids. Sperm bank. Yeah, I already talked about that. So there you go. All right, let's get to the super chats. Oh, by the way, good morning, Corona Chan. We'll have our second episode this morning here once I find some good fucking news that isn't Corona related. $10 from MK. Avocado toast for angry Cappy. Ain't no avocado and toast stores open. The irony, I got all these super chat donations that like, I bought Mega Man 11. That's what we should do. What if I set up a vasectomy like fund? Like I got billions of dollars and we just go and help all the poor guys out there. You know, that's not a bad idea. What if I set up a vasectomy fund? I can do a GoFundMe and poor guys who already poor, they can't afford the vasectomy or barely can. I'd say you can't not afford the vasectomy. And they got to worry about women like, oh yeah, I'm on, bro. Oops. Yeah, I have to write it. Oh, just the headaches you would avoid alone. Hang on. For those of you that got baby mamas, you tell me, one, if you'd be happy to spend $3,000 today, wouldn't end your child support, but it would just stop the baby mama from nagging. Like if she'd become a mute. She'd be a mute. Like you never have to listen to her. You just pay it, and you never have to listen to her. With that, one, if you think that's worth $3,000. Oh, where Josh is going? Here's Joshua Landrum. Josh, for $2, my mom wants grandkids, and I reply, I say, there you go, Josh. There you go. She could still have them. You could still, Grandma? Graham? Ask Grandma if she wants to raise the kid or babysit the kid a lot because you weren't ready to have the kid at that time. You know, you'll get the kid. Do you want to babysit the kid and raise the kid for me? Or would you like it that I raise the kid and then you just get happy, super fun sugar time with the kid? There we go. That's it for the super chats. All right. Hang on. I want to see if there's any ones out there. Anybody out there? Juan. Well, I know Juan doesn't want that. Yeah, you'd gladly pay $3,000 to shut her up. John Doe 1. We don't have that many people tuning in. Wait, 131. Hey guys, 131s. Like, comment. No, wait, like and subscribe. That's why I want to like here, then subscribe here, and then also subscribe over at the Older Brother channel. All right. This thing, whatever the hell show we call it, is brought to you by How Not to Become a Millennial, which includes not having kids you can't afford, among all this other advice and stuff. You can find that on Amazon.com. That will be out an audiobook here relatively soon. Balthasar, you put 1. Ain't nobody put no other number. Everyone would be gladly paying $3,000 just to shut their baby mama up. Peppermint Snowdrift 2. Oh, yeah, you little wink. That's she stopped bitching with all the current. Poor Juan. Oh, space. What's DKK? You also got to factor in the price for in vitro. Yeah, that's if you want to get pregnant, but I don't know, dude. So what? Look, one thing I will say, since all the women are going this egg freezing route, women will freeze their eggs, but men can't freeze their sperm. Oh no, take control. So that is pricey, but there are already employers that are willing to pay for that shit. Not just for in vitro, but for the egg freezing. Because they're so progressive. They're so woke. You waited till you're 42 to start freezing your eggs? Oh my God, here's some money, girlfriend. Yeah, but that's paying for in vitro. That's a lot cheaper than 18 years of $1,000 a month. Oh my God, what is 18 years? What is the opportunity cost on this? 1,000 times 12 times 18. How much is that? Jesus Christ, it's $216,000. You throw that into a stock market, you got $1 million by the time. Guys, okay, let's say we go to Massachusetts where it's $4,000 to get a vasectomy. I don't know, because Massachusetts is really expensive. I don't know why it is. Do you want to give $4,000 today to have $1 million 18 years from now? Don't need to be a genius in finance for that. So there you go. Hopefully that saves a lot of you a lot of money. We could end poverty tomorrow. And we can piss off some really pissed off feminists along the way. All right, look for the next Good Morning Corona chant coming out here in about an hour or two. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.